Alright, so as you can see, I'm going to be replacing the screen as well as repairing the hinges on this HP laptop. Let's see what the model number is. So this is an HP Envy X360 2-in-1 laptop model 13t-bf000. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the screws from the bottom. I don't know how much of this I'm going to be able to show because this things in the way, but I might. Let me see. I'm gonna have to adjust the camera a bit. Give me a second. All right, hopefully my camera won't fall down. Anyways, we're gonna remove the screws here. There's most likely screws hidden underneath here, possibly under here as well. So first thing, let's go ahead and see if we can remove these little rubber feet. I'm just using my fingernail to get underneath. Obviously you can use pry tools, whatever works for you. This side seems like it's not held with an adhesive. Let's see this side. Okay, it doesn't feel like they're held in with adhesive because of how strong it's holding. Yeah, so we're gonna leave those alone. All right, and let's go ahead and remove these screws. It looks like they're T5 or Torx 5 screws. All right, if this video helped you out, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. All right, so we got these two corner screws here. All right, also if you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. But yeah, again, let's go ahead and continue removing the screws. You want to keep all the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. The way I do that is I put them flat side down like that on my desk in the pattern I remove them. In this case, these bottom screws seem to be about the same, so probably don't need to worry about it, at least for those. Okay, it's going to be tricky to do this because of the breaking screen hinge, but I'm going to get my fingernails in this little gap here and then push with my thumb on the palm rest, and let's see if we can pop the bottom cover off. If it doesn't pop off, we might have to check. There might actually be hidden screws under there. Let's try going from the side. Huh. Doesn't seem to want to come out at all. Let's try from back here. Let's actually use a suction cup to see if that will help at all. Okay, and that's working. Okay, so suction cup helps for, you want to pull towards the center of it. And maybe I just got lucky with that one because that one came out pretty easily. But, all right. So what you want to do is you're basically flexing it inwards or like this so that the clips kind of pull away from the outside, because if you just pull straight up here, it's a little bit harder to get it out. So I'm going to get my fingers under and use my palm to basically pull it like this and flex the casing inwards. And you can see, there we go. All right, now we're going to work our way towards the bottom, and yeah. All right, so as you can see, good thing we didn't pry it out. They have melted plastic holding it here, and then there's nothing here. It's all just melted plastic holding that piece in place. It's super dusty and gross in here, so I'm going to clean that up real quick. I'm going to use a toothbrush, loosen the dust, and then use an electric air blower to clean it up. I'm going to do that outside because I don't want to blow all the dust in here, so I'll do that real quick and I'll be back. All right, I'm back. So I cleaned it up. You can see now the holes aren't so clogged. These holes were pretty clogged with like dirt and dust, and this stuff doesn't really come off, so yeah. All right, anyways, we'll set that aside. We cleaned up the inside as well. Get a thumbnail here. All right, next thing we gotta do is remove the battery. For the battery, we're gonna switch over most likely PH1 JS1 screwdriver. Let's go ahead and remove that. Okay, so just undo the screws. Again, keep the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. All right, and first thing we're gonna do is remove the screen assembly from this, just so it's easier to work on, because since it's broken off, it's gonna be difficult to work on if we leave it attached. Okay. So we got these 4 screws out. I don't think there's any other hidden ones. All right, so we should be able to now lift this. Yep. Okay, oh, there's the speaker cables here, so you do have to kind of remove those. So lift it up and then go over that guide out here and then over the other one. Okay, all right, once I fix the hinge, then we'll be able to get a close-up view of that. But anyways, let's remove the battery. So like all the other ones, if you've seen, I use the wings, I use my fingernails, just wiggle it and slowly keep working until it pops out. battery model number here is WF04XL. So there's the battery model number. Okay, we'll set that aside, and now you can see yeah, the inside here. Next thing you want to do to be extra safe, we're going to go ahead and press the power button. Where is it on this? Here we go. So you want to press and hold the power button for at least 15 seconds to drain any residual power. All right, this makes it safer to work on, especially if you're going to be messing with the LCD LVDS connector. If you don't do this and then you mess with the screen cable, there's a good chance you can fry the cable, you can fry the connector, you can fry the screen, you can fry the backlight circuit, you can fry all of those things. So you do want to just take those extra 15 seconds, hold the power button, and yeah. All right, so there we go. Next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna remove all this cabling here and then pull the screen out. So let's actually zoom in a bit more. Okay, so we have all this cabling over here. There's all this adhesive. You want to be careful here. I'm going to use this little, I'm assuming it's nylon, I don't know, whatever material this plasticky thing is. And we're going to try and peel up this cabling here to get it out of the way. Okay, it feels like it's attached to the screen cable pretty strong. Let me actually zoom in a bit more for you guys. Okay, I gotta be careful because we got screws all over the place here. So you want to make sure to hold down the cable and then peel that up out of the way. Okay, I'm going to leave that attached to this screw that's hidden under there just so it's out of the way. Okay, next we have the wireless antennas here underneath this piece. So we're going to peel this up. All right, there's a stiff plastic piece here. So peel that out of the way, and then to remove the antennas, you just go from the tail and just pull straight up just like that, and you can see it disconnected. So you got the number 1, it's connected to the aux, and then number 2 with the black label is connected to the main with the black arrow. And they are labeled 1 and 2 there. I don't know why they label 1 as the auxiliary and 2 as the main, but that's just how they do it. Okay, now we got to get this tape out. So you can kind of just use the antennas to help pull it a little and then grab that. And we're going to kind of peel that and move that over to the side. Okay, so now we got the wireless antennas out. The LCD LVDS connector is here. We have a flip latch that looks like you flip it from this side. Okay, so yep, all right, flip that up. You can see now the latch is up. We're going to carefully pull up on this cable and pull it back. All right, oh, it's a little tricky. See, it comes out at an angle, and that's the important part of draining the battery, because if there's power in the capacitors and you go at an angle like that, it'll short the pins inside, and there's a good chance you can fry things. Okay. All right, so now that we got all those connectors out, we'll put that adhesive back down out of the way. It looks like there's more connectors here as well. Actually, this cable might have been for like the touchscreen or the cameras and stuff, because there's another cable here. Actually, no. Okay, no, that one's the LCD LVDS, sorry. And then the other cable is actually this one, it looks like. Yeah, so there's multiple cables going into this thing. There's so many. We're going to go ahead and disconnect that. So this one has the flip latch on this side. Okay, make sure you flip up the right side. There you go, just like that. And I use my fingernails because plastic pry tools are a lot harder to get a feeling of how much force you're putting, and you can break the stuff a lot easier. All right, we're going to try and pull this up and then pull that back. And you can see again, it comes slightly at an angle. That's why it's very important to drain the power. All right, we're going to get this out. It looks like we need to remove this to be able to get the rest of the cabling out. So it has a little pull latch, which you can normally just pull straight up. But if for some reason, you saw how it came up, but if for some reason it has a hard time coming up, I just use my fingernail under one edge and then I pull it up like that. All right. So then we got tape here holding this in place. So we do have to peel that tape out. And then you can move this out of the way. Oh, this side has tape on it as well, so peel that up. Be careful with this cable. You don't want to put too much force or bend it too much. Okay, and we're going to get underneath there and just get this up. As you can see, I kind of like twist this to help pull a little at a time. Makes it easier. Okay, and then peel that. There we go. We'll pull this aside here like that and hold that. Then we'll get this out just like that. All right, let's zoom out here. Okay, so now we can unroute this cable. You can see it was tucked under there, but we're going to unroute it over here, and then we got one small cable here, which this one doesn't have anything holding it in place. So usually what you'd want to do is, if you can get like a good needle nose pliers, you can kind of grab this, but it's a little risky if you do it that way, because if you slip, you'll pinch this whole piece. So what I find works best is kind of grab as close as you can on the back of the connector, and you kind of just wiggle it like this, okay? And you can see it just came out like that. All right, don't just try and pull it straight back, because then you'll end up breaking the wires. All right, so there we go. Now we got this coming up. Let's zoom out here. Okay, so now we got the 6 screws here. So we're going to remove those 6. Again, keep them in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. Accidentally got one of the battery screws stuck to the top of the screen. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and move the, excuse me, 6 screws here. 1, 2, and 3. All right, and then we got 6, the 3 on this side, 3 on the other side, so 6 total. Also, if you're replacing the entire screen assembly, and you have a new cable, make sure you can see here, this one has like those rainbow colored wires. Let me see if I can show you this. All right, and then this side just has the pins, so you want to make sure that this side is face up when you plug it in. Don't flip it upside down or you'll damage the connector inside. All right, let's zoom back out. Okay, now that we got all those screws out, we should be able to just lift the screen out. So just be careful that you don't drop the keyboard section, and then lift this up. And there you go. So now we have the screen assembly separated from the base. If you're wondering what's on the base, let's go through that real quick before we go ahead and take a look at the screen. So this is the wireless card here. Okay, I'm pretty sure the RAM is soldered under there. There's no way you can put a physical RAM stick there unless they created some tiny RAM specifically for this laptop, but I doubt it. All right, you got this little separate board. So this board is all alone. And it says JOLED 1. So I don't know if this is just the backlight controller or what, but it has all those connectors that go into the screen. I'd be surprised if that's what it was for. I would think maybe it's for the Digitizer touchscreen, but you never know. It says JOLED, so maybe it's for the screen itself. Oh yeah, maybe the OLED is the backlight for the OLED screen. All right, you got this connector here, which connects the, what is that, USB port, right? USB port, micro SD card, and then the headphone jack. I thought it was a network connector, Ethernet. But anyways, that cable connects to the motherboard there. Keyboard backlight connects to this. There's a flip latch, keyboard connector, flip latch here. Touchpad, trackpad, flip latch there with the other connector here. And that side has the flip latch on this side, the black one. All right, you got an M.2 PCIe NVMe SSD here, 2 screws holding this in place. Once you remove those screws, you should be able to pull this metal plate off. It most likely has a thermal pad that's making it stuck to it, but once you lift up the back slightly, it'll go basically like that. You can kind of wiggle and pull it back. To put a new SSD, you will have to separate it from this piece. You got the speaker connector here, which disconnects like the battery. Grab the wings, wiggle it, and you can pull it. And then you got a cable running along to the other speaker there. And CPU obviously is under here, and it's soldered to the logic board. People call it motherboard, but logic board, okay? And what else? Another USB port. These are all soldered to the board. And then you got the, I'm pretty sure this is the fan connector here, with the flip latch being the black side. Don't try and pry up the white portion. If you're wondering how I know from just looking at it, you can actually see how the metal like connectors, they extend into where the flip latch is. So if you look at this side, the metal connectors are extending into the black portion. If you look at this side, the metal portion things are extending into the black portion. Okay, so that's how you know where or which side to flip. Sometimes also it's just how the thing looks designed. because sometimes it doesn't have those lines for you to see. All right, so that's the bottom piece. Let me actually get a thumbnail here. Okay, there we go. And actually, let me realign the camera now that we have this removed. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, anyways, there's the, I guess the palm rest, not the bottom. So, well, the bottom of the laptop itself. All right, now let's go ahead and grab the screen and see what we can do with that. I might have to come back and do this recording later because I do have an on-site job I need to get to, but here you go. This is the screen assembly. And as you can see, because the hinge broke off, this is coming out. This is coming out, okay? And usually what's going on is there's some, I hate how HP does this now, but usually there's gonna be some stretch release adhesives in the top half. So what we're gonna have to do is kind of get in there. So I use my fingernails again, and we're gonna kind of pop this. You can see how it's kind of popping out. Okay, so after you get that, let's see, we're gonna go down the side as well. Let's see if we can pop that. Most likely we can only pop the top half. And then we have to try and grab hold of the adhesive. Yeah, this side's not popping out, I don't think. So try and pull that, and yeah, nothing's happening. All right, so now that we got the top half out, we're gonna have to carefully pry this. Obviously, these hinges are just gonna be kind of pulling themselves. They're gonna possibly damage things. But let's see here. I don't know if I can even see to get access to those things. One thing I like to do is, this will take a lot of time, but basically pop this open, okay? And once you get a gap in there, just get something to stick in there, like a popsicle stick, okay? You want to be careful because there are things inside there, but I'm going to get like a popsicle stick in there, okay? And we'll work it over towards the side portion here. And we're going to leave it like that, okay? We're going to go on the other side as well and do the same thing. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and put that in there as well, slide it over. And if you're wondering why I'm doing this, it's because the adhesive, although it holds really well when you try and just yank on it, if you were to slowly keep pulling, eventually it will come apart. So I like to basically put that and then just give it time, and eventually it will pull itself apart. But it looks like, I don't know if you can see that. You see that white tab in there? So that's most likely a stretch release adhesive tab that I was trying to get to. So if you can get in there with like a tweezer or a little hook or something, you can kind of grab that piece in there out. Okay, so let me see if I can get that. Yeah, I'm gonna need some kind of hook here. So let me grab a little thing to make a hook. You can use like some small, what do you call it, like paper clips or something. So let me go grab something and I'll be back. Oops, sorry about that. My phone keeps getting notifications. All right, like I said, you can get like a small paper clip here. Fold this out, okay? And we're basically going to make this into a little hook. So you can use like a screwdriver, or you can use like your pliers, whatever you have, that will allow you to hold this and then twist it, okay? So my little pliers I already put in my car, so I'm going to try and show you using this method, okay? Because there's a lot of methods to do the same thing. All right, so we have the paper clip folded out. I'm going to press down with this flat thing. All right, you can use whatever's flat, butter knife, whatever. And I'm going to push on that and then pull up on this piece. Okay, so we're going to bend that, keep that flat, and then push up. And you can see now we made this into kind of a hook. All right, so now that we have that hook, we should be able to get in there. If it's not like bent enough, you might have to bend it more, but we should be able to get in there. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Okay, but get in there, and then you get the hook into that white tab. Okay, and here you can see now we grab this white tab here. Okay, I'm gonna push the paper clip through that white tab even more, and then that way I can use that as a handle. Okay, and now we have this white tab that we got. Okay, now you can grab that, and we're just gonna pull this. You want to go very slow. This is a very thin stretch release adhesive tab. Okay, so you want to go super slow, because these kind of really thin ones, they tend to snap if you go too fast. They'll just break, and then you'll be permanently stuck with that adhesive in there. So once you stretch it, grab, let this kind of stretch back down, and then continue again. Okay. Again, you want to go slowly, don't go too fast. You can move the little popsicle stick out of the way. You can actually see it's tearing a little there, so it's kind of scary, because again, if you pull it and it tears, we're going to be stuck with that in there. Okay, so, oh, it's going out the side. That's kind of scaring me. So this adhesive, most likely we're not going to be able to reuse, so we're just going to keep working it. Okay, yeah, there's no way we're going to reuse that. You can see it's stuck to itself now, so. All right, and just keep slowly stretching, and there we go. All right, hopefully it didn't tear. You can see it's like very square right there, so I think we should be okay. We can remove that, and you can see now we can actually separate the screen a bit from here. So now we got to go to the other side, and hopefully we can access that same thing. So this hinge is already going to break out, but we can go ahead and go to this side. Same thing, try and slide that popsicle stick up and see. I don't know, right now I still don't see that white tab there. Actually, I do see it now, but it's looks like it's going to be much harder to get to, because this one's not prying out as much as the other one did. Okay, if you want, you can try and get a second popsicle stick in there to try and thicken it. Slide to a portion that's lifted more, okay, and then get a second popsicle stick in there stacked together. Sorry, this is difficult, especially since I'm trying to show it on camera, but we'll use this to pry it up. Then we can slide another popsicle stick under. Okay, again, if you go slow, it'll eventually open itself up, so you kind of just can leave it in there, and eventually it will kind of pry itself even more if you were patient. But it's already broken, so I'm kind of rushing it, plus I have to get to my other job soon. Okay, so we're prying that open. You can see the white tab in there again, or I don't know if you can, but I can. All right, we're gonna get this little hook that we made in there again, grab that, thread it through. Okay, oh, the paper clip's kind of bending, it's not strong enough. So we're gonna have to thread it, there we go. So that way we can grab both sides, and then we'll carefully, again, pull this up. There you go, okay. Oops, sorry, there you go. And then we'll get that out, and now we'll just slowly pull this again. Oh no, this one tore. We're in trouble now. How are we gonna get that? Now we're just gonna have to let it sit for a long time, because this one is not gonna come out. So what's going to happen is, because this one tore, we're gonna have to just work the popsicle sticks down. Okay, so just like that, pull it down. You can see it's going here, and then just slowly keep working your way in. And you can actually, I don't know if you can see it, but I can actually see the adhesive in there. So if you get far enough that you can reach the adhesive, you can grab it, or you can use some pliers or tweezers or whatever, and you can try and pull that out. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. Okay, so now you can see it's slowly working its way that we can kind of reach it, and I can use the popsicle sticks to hopefully pull some of it up. Nope, keep going. So, but as you pull it, you can see we're getting closer and closer further down. So now that we got that, we can hopefully roll some of the adhesive off and up, so that we can grab it. Come on. Yeah, I should get my pliers. Oh wait, there we go. Okay. Now that we have access to the adhesive, we're going to slowly peel it again, and hopefully it doesn't tear again. All right. Ow. Clamping my fingers. Okay. Again, we're going to continue slowly pulling it this way. I do have my finger in there, keeping the layers separate. And we're just going to continue slowly peeling this up. Yeah, you're going to have to use some new double-sided tape after this to seal it all back together. The clips will kind of hold it, but it'll kind of pop apart if you don't put anything else. All right, so there we go. We got the adhesive out. Okay, obviously you want to be careful with those cables. So now that we got all of that, we should be able to flip the whole thing forward. Okay, obviously there are still some like clips or stuff down here that you might need to pop out. So work our way over the bottom. Be very careful with the camera and stuff. Okay, you can see the clips at the bottom here. Okay, so we're gonna have to pull this up and then kind of pull this back to unclip these. Wow, actually these clips are pretty strong. There we go. Okay, you have to do the same method. Pull with your fingernails and push with your thumb on the back there. I'm gonna now see if we can flip this whole thing. And here we go. Now we have access to the whole camera and everything. We're most likely going to have to transfer that over to the new one. But now we have access to that. So this cable, let's see. I'm going to have to disconnect all this stuff for you guys. So we have this. We're going to flip this latch. Okay, now that that latch is flipped, we can hopefully just pull this back. Why is it stuck in there? Okay, there we go. All right, and then we have this with another little flip latch, but it looks like there's some tape or something on top. Where's that underneath? Okay, that's underneath. So flip that latch up, then you can go ahead and pull that. And there we go. We now have this cable disconnected. We have the LCD LVDS cable on this side. We're gonna have to peel this up. Okay, so peel that. And you want to go at an angle. Don't peel to the side here. You don't want to peel the connector up. Okay. Go back to this side and peel that. Okay. There we go. So now that we got that tape off, we're going to flip this latch up. You can see that. And then you're going to use the sides of that latch. I use my thumb. You can use 2 fingers on both sides. And then just pull this, wiggle and pull. And there we go. And there, now we have the LCD LVDS disconnected. Oh, normally this would all stay together with the hinge and this would be separate. So there we go. Okay, so we got the screen assembly removed. We'll have to worry about transferring this stuff later. For now, because I have to go soon, I'm gonna see if I can do the hinge first, okay? So obviously this is going to end up going back in there. I'm going to clean this hinge out a little bit because it's dusty. So let me do that real quick. Off the side. Oh, actually I am going to have to go get the pliers because I can't just epoxy this down here. I'm going to have to use the, put the screen in place. So this would stay in here. And then this would go in here. Okay, and then you can see this one's also broken off. So all of these cables are gonna have to stay inside this area here. Okay. We might be able to actually put that back afterwards. Let's try and clean this up a little bit. But I'm gonna see, it's probably gonna be better if we do it all at the same time. Let me see, can I be able to, if this is like that, would I be able to lift this up? Oh yeah, I can lift it up and then get the cable in there. So we can put the cable in and then we can flop this back down. So I'm gonna set it up this way so that way we don't have to worry about the cables for now. But I will have to set these aside just so we don't get mixed up and confused. Okay, so this one looks like it's gonna stay in there. Let's try and fold this hinge up. Okay, and what is this? Piece of tape. Okay, so that one will go like that. All right, so it's gonna sit like this. And I'm gonna have to get the screen and put it in place just so it will hold everything down. Okay. And we're gonna remove all these screws because we're gonna replace the screws with JB Weld. Okay, because that will hold better. Okay, and hopefully, yep, okay, I can remove these screws without. Okay. Oh no, I'm gonna need some pliers for this, I think. Or I can just punch it through and break that plastic, I think. Let's see if I can, nope. Nope, it doesn't want to punch through. So, I'm gonna have to get some pliers, I think, here. The problem is, how do you hold this? It's too rounded here. Actually, okay. So if you look at that, see, it's holding it into place, so that's gonna be difficult. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I can't really use pliers on that actually. So I need something rubbery or maybe tape. Let's see if I can use tape to kind of grip it better. And then maybe I can undo the screws. Nope. Huh, I don't know how I'm gonna get these out. I might have to use like heat, like fire, to heat this up, and then it'll become brittle or loose. Actually, this one's spinning without the plastic, so I should be able to pop this plastic stuff off, but it doesn't want to budge. Let's try a smaller flathead screwdriver. And we'll get that plasticky layer off, hopefully. Trying to separate the plastic from the little, ow, almost stabbed myself. Doesn't want to come off, jeez. Okay, let me get my needle nose pliers and see if I can get these out. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Let's go ahead and try and grab a piece of this plastic. Oh, that's just gonna break off. Let me see. Normally I can grab this, but all the plastic is in the way. Actually, see, it's not gonna let me grab it, is it? All the plastic just broke off. I don't know how I'm gonna grab this because it's too mounted up. There's nothing to grab. I'm probably gonna have to use the method where I heat it and then do it. But anyways, let's try removing this one. Okay. That one, oops, sorry, that one worked. And push that through. Okay. Yeah, this is, I don't know how I'm gonna do this guy. Let me see, maybe if I have the screwdriver in here and then I kind of push it onto the pliers, it might work. I don't know, but my other customer's waiting, so I'm probably gonna have to continue this afterwards. All right, anyways, let's try to do this. Come on, yeah, there's no way I can even grab that portion. I don't know. Let's try undoing it again. It's just spinning non-stop. Maybe I'll just grab the whole thing and see if I can punch it through. Twist, rotate it. Oh, yeah, that worked. Okay, that worked. Now the plastic got ripped out and I can probably grab it, but since we're gonna toss that, we don't need to keep this. But you can see now I have access to the flat portion here and I can undo this. Okay, so I'll show you the other one real fast. I'm just gonna punch them through because that's easier. And then I need to go to my customer. The rest of the stuff I'll do when I get back. All right. All right, so now we have this and it would sit in there like that. Again, we're gonna have to use JB Weld, the original JB Weld. We're gonna set that into here. Okay, and actually it has like these little mounts that stick up to help guide it, to hold it into place. So technically I could just sit it in there without putting the other half, but I like to put the other half to make sure it's like set properly. We'll at least put the screen on top so that way it just keeps pressure, and it will also prevent there from being too much JB Weld flooded in there. Okay, so let me show you how I was doing the other. Well, actually this is probably going to come out easily because they're attached. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to do the JB Weld stuff later because this is taking longer than expected. Okay, so this one's just going to spin around. So let me show you how I pulled it out last time. So you get the needle nose pliers and then get the tip to be, towards the center of that little brass portion, and then you just rotate it and it should punch it through. Wow, this one's holding too strong. Okay, never mind. There's too much plastic around this one. So I think I'll be able to hold it. Oops, sorry. And I was able to hold it. All right. But anyways, there we go. Got all of that out. This one has 2 in there. We got to punch that through. Punch that through. There we go. Okay, but basically what I was doing was I was using the pliers and then rotating it like that, so it from the back. So basically it punched it through and pushed and just broke that extra plastic stuff off. Anyways, so this one will go here. We do need to clean this up again. We don't want loose plastic in there. But this is going to go here. We're going to use JB Weld to hold it in place. I might have to use a box or something to raise it up because the hinge is hitting the surface. Or we're going to, maybe if I just open it all the way, will that work? No, that doesn't work at all. I don't think putting it flat will work either. Actually, okay. Having it about that height allows it to kind of sit more flat. But it'll be better to kind of have it raised off the desk because it kind of wants to hit the table. Okay, so anyways, we'll come back later to do the JB Weld part. I need to go do an on-site job, and I'll see you guys when I do that. All right, for you guys, it'll be instant. Bye for now. All right, I'm back. So let's go ahead and take a look. We got the replacement screen here. All right, let's get it out of the box. Oh, it's kind of stuck here. So here is the replacement screen. We're gonna compare it to the original, okay? Because we wanna make sure that it looks right. Otherwise, we might not be able to use it. So let's go ahead and peel this off first. How'd they stick this on here? It looks like it started here. Okay, I don't know, is it here? I can't get this plastic wrappy stuff off. I don't know where they ended the wrapping. Oh, here. Okay. So let's get this off. At least I think it's here. Yep. Okay. So we're going to unwrap this thing here. Alright. This kind of material, it kind of just sticks to itself. And apparently also the styrofoam. Alright, so there we go. We'll set that aside in case we need to wrap it back up. Here is the screen. It has this blue anti-static baggie. Make sure to ground yourself so you don't get static built up to damage the parts. Alright, we're going to slide this out of the bag. I put my hand this way so that the sticky part doesn't stick to the screen. Alright, or hopefully, I guess it's stuck to it anyways. Carefully pull it out. Alright, and why'd they wrap that? So it has the adhesive here, and the adhesive part there doesn't have the pull tabs. So if we were to stick this down, we're not going to be able to take it back out. See that? There's no pull tabs on this, on these adhesive strips that they put here, which sucks because if you need to return this, you're gonna end up destroying it. All right. Also, there's magnets. There's magnets in the screen here and here. Okay. Looks like they have these for the camera. We'll have to set this aside because we do need to migrate the components over to this screen. Okay, so let's actually get this stuff all in here. Okay, and we'll figure this out afterwards. So let's go ahead and set that aside. All right. So the old screen is right here, and we're gonna have to migrate this stuff. As you can see, it has these adhesive tabs, but they actually didn't pull them out, so that's nice. It makes it easier to remove. We also have to remove this digitizer board. So the digitizer board has these little clips, or the latches, so we're gonna have to flip those latches to disconnect it. Okay, that one and this one. Okay, hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And these cables are going to be a little tricky to remove. Let's see if we can just pull the board out, because once we get the board out, then we should be good. I do want to make sure the connector is lined up right. Okay, it does look correct. All right, so we're going to have to peel this up somehow. All right, that's probably going to be a bit tricky. Let's see here. We're going to have to slowly, carefully peel this board away from the adhesive. Okay, I'm just using my fingernail underneath. You can probably use a little heat. Oh, actually, it's coming out pretty easily. I was going to say you can use some heat or maybe isopropyl alcohol, but it looks like it popped out relatively easily. Sorry. And this one actually has a clip. So we're going to have to slide it. I'm pulling it over this way as I'm kind of going to lift this side. And let's see if we can lift that up. Okay, the adhesive is slowly coming up. We do want to make sure these cables come out. You can probably use like some tape or something. Like if you get a piece of tape, you can use that to kind of grab this, and let's see. Oh, this tape's not strong enough. I probably need some better tape. But let's see if we can lift this out, then we don't need to. All right. So we're going to kind of carefully, slowly lift and flip. And there we go. Okay. Now we're going to slide this out. And why is this one not coming out? The latch is all the way up, but this cable is like stuck in there for some reason. All right, well, we'll flip this. How does that work? The latch is for sure all the way open, but for some reason that cable's stuck in there. Is there adhesive holding it? There we go. Okay, I don't know why it was stuck so hard on that one, but there we go. Here is the digitizer board. If you damage this, your touch screen isn't going to work. And I don't know if there's any model information there that is useful. There you go. Yeah, I don't know if there's any model information here that's useful, but there you go, just in case. All right, so we got that out. This is the digitizer board. Now we need to lift this whole cable up. You want to be careful because these little curves can cause it to tear easily. So I'm going to be pulling it this way as I kind of lift up, but also being careful with that. I'm going to actually pull it diagonal this way, okay? And slowly peel. And I'm kind of rolling it over as I go this direction, okay? And there we go. All right, so now we got this portion. Let's see, is this gonna come out easily or is it gonna be a pain? It seems like it's mostly coming out pretty easily. It seems like there was some thermal pad or something put up there. Let's see. And it looks like there's two separate sensors here. There's this one that we have to get out separately. Okay, so I'm pulling that. Oops, sorry. I just pulled on it like that and it popped out pretty easily. And you want to be careful because you don't want to bend this thing. You can see how if you pull on it, it kind of flexes. You don't want to pull on that too hard and then end up damaging it. So I'm going to go from under here. You can see, all right, it's actually coming out relatively easily. And there we go. Okay, so we got that. Oh, there's some adhesive here holding on. Sorry. So I thought it was all the way out, but the foil tape is kind of holding it. Oh, that foil's tearing off now. So we're gonna have to peel that. I don't know if you can see. There we go. Okay, so this little bit of foil was kind of stuck to the back of it. But there we go. We got the whole thing out. You see, they didn't use this adhesive, which is actually kind of nice. All right, I'm gonna flip these latches just to push the cables in to make sure, okay, that they're in all the way. All right, make sure it's in, and then slide my finger back over to latch it down. I didn't pull on these cables, so it should be okay. But there we go. All right, so there we go. We got all of that back in. This is the old broken screen, so we can go ahead and now set that aside. If you want, you can compare the two screens. I don't know why they put this black film on top of it. Hopefully that's not going to cause any weird issues. But yeah, this little sensor had this piece of foil tape here. You can see it goes down to here. I don't know if that's supposed to help with grounding it or something. Oop, where'd I drop the foil tape? Wasn't I just holding it? What? I was gonna stick that little foil tape onto this one to use as like double-sided adhesive. Oh, there it is, as double-sided adhesive. Okay. So here is the foily tape here, and I'm assuming it goes, there's the hole there, so let me zoom in. I don't know if it's gonna stick down to it, but there's a hole there, so I'm gonna try and line that up. I'm gonna have to hold it closer to my face, sorry. I'll go out of view for a little bit. Okay, I'm assuming it was stuck like this, because there's that little raised bump there, so I'm trying to line that up. All right, and then this board is pretty long, so this piece, so there's a little sensor on this, and then there's the light, and then the camera sensor, right? You can see, and I believe this is like an infrared light. So hopefully we just drop this back in. Oh, you can see the design is different. Okay, so if we look at this one, where's that little, or is it the same? Oh, never mind, maybe it's the same. Where's that little clip that was going over it? Huh. Was I imagining things? Did I just think it was a clip? Alright, anyways, I guess we'll peel off the adhesive protection, these blue things, so that we can stick it back down. Okay, pretty sure there's no adhesive on this. Alright, if you're touching this, be careful that you don't touch the sensors. You don't want to get fingerprints on there or dust. Okay, so peel off the little blue tabs here. I don't know if you saw I peeled off the other one already. Uh-oh, it came off without the adhesive. The adhesive is supposed to stay stuck on, but instead it came apart. So I need to rewatch my video to make sure I put it in the right spot. Give me a second, I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. So I put it in the right spot. It was right there, okay? And yeah, anyways, let's go ahead now and put all these little pieces back in. Okay, the small board's probably the easiest. I'm gonna have to hold it so I can see better. So if you can't see, I'm sorry, but basically I'm gonna line up the two little, I'm gonna line up the two little raised dimples there and then stick that down. It's a little tricky, especially trying to make sure that you guys can see what's going on. Okay, I think that's in. All right, so get that little dimple lined up and push that. Hopefully you guys are able to see everything. All right, and then we got this side. Same thing, we just gotta line up those little dimples, okay? Okay, line up that dimple, this dimple, and that dimple. And then just press it down. And that's pretty much it. Right, there's no... Okay, there aren't any clips on this side. I think I was thinking of this one, or the one down here, sorry. Okay, so now we're gonna peel this away. Okay, so peel the adhesive protection out. Get off, okay. So this one, how do we have this guy in there? Pretty sure this goes in there and then it flips over. Okay, give me a second. Let me look at the old one again. All right, so basically these have to go flat and then curve over. So we're gonna try and get these cables in first. Okay, get that in all the way. Latch that down. Get this guy, same thing. There's some stuff on there. Okay, get that in. Yeah, that's tricky. Come on. This side doesn't want to go in. Oh, there we go. Okay. Make sure that goes in all the way. Okay. And then flip that. You should know it's good because the little white line will disappear. All right, then we basically roll and fold this. Okay, so roll and fold. We're gonna have to get this little side of the connector in first. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so we'll roll and fold. You gotta pull a little to the side if you can to kind of get this part to go in. Whoa, that's tricky. It doesn't want to go. I guess the easier way would be start further back and then slide it under. Let's see if we can do that. Yep, that works. So it's better to, instead of trying to click this into here, I don't know if you can see, but start it outside and then slide it into place, okay? So slide that in and then line up the little dimple there. Okay, good. And then work your way over to this side, line up the little dimple there. That looks good. All right, so then just push all of that into place. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Got that lined up. Okay, I think we should be good to go. What I'm going to do here is I'm gonna put a little bit of the plastic film. Well, we'll just do the JB Weld first and then we'll figure that out. All right, anyways, let's go ahead and zoom out. We'll stick this on because it has that adhesive, so stick that down. Try not to push down on the little creases. You don't want to bend the cable too much, all right? So next thing we gotta do is we gotta put back together the screen or the hinges. And this portion, JB Weld has to sit overnight. So we're gonna get the hinges in place and then we're gonna stick this on top and that's gonna push down the the JB Weld so that it's set up properly. Okay, let's go ahead and attach the cables to this real quick because why not? Okay, so we got this here and we got the cables. So this piece, oh, how did it go? I don't remember. I think this little one goes in here, right? And then this one has to go in here. But it didn't go upside down, it went this way. Okay, so this piece, let me zoom in. We're gonna reattach this stuff. So make sure the latch is up, okay? So this one, the latch goes up this way. We're gonna get the cable in. Okay, make sure it goes in all the way, and then slide your finger over to latch it down. You can just barely see the white line on this one, okay? Same thing, this latch is up, okay? And then this, we're gonna slide into there. Make sure the connector is clean. Let me zoom in again. All right, this one might be a little tricky because it's a short cable. There's not much slack. Actually, sorry, let me show you here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this up a little bit, just so I have a little bit more slack to work on this, and then we'll stick it back down afterwards, okay? Let's zoom in again. Okay, and this is tricky. Come on, get in there. There we go. Okay, so make sure that's in all the way. Be careful because there's this sharp point. You can tear it if you pull on it. We'll slide our finger over to latch it back down, and then we can go ahead and stick everything back in. Okay, so stick this back down. Don't push too hard. Again, you don't want to crack the screen, and then we'll stick this down. All right, now we have all this cable here, and hopefully we'll be able to get everything in properly. This cable, I don't remember how it looked originally. Maybe I need to recheck the video just in case. All right, we're gonna get this cable in now because I want to make sure that it's not just supposed to does it just hang there like that? Was it just like that? I don't remember, but this definitely is gonna have to go outside. Okay, let's zoom in. Now we're gonna have to get this cable in. So this cable goes like this. Line up both sides, make sure it goes underneath the little corners there, and then pull that in. Good. Flip that little latch down. Okay. Make sure that's all the way, and then stick that all into place. Make sure to press all around. And here you can see this one. See, it has a little place for the cable to go. So this actually feels right. This cable's like just sitting here. I don't know. I mean, it's probably supposed to go under like that, and then that's fine. But was it just sticking on top like that? I don't know if I can see that in my video. Let me check that, and I'll be back. All right, I'm back. So cabling looks like it should be okay. There was just like some adhesive sticking it here before. All right. Anyways, let's go ahead and now JB weld the hinges into place, and then we'll stick this down. We'll leave the adhesive off for now, and then we'll do that after we make sure everything is good, okay? So now we got to get the hinges into place. So they line up. Okay, make sure you can't really switch them around because it's impossible to put the wrong one in the wrong place. All right, this will go in like that, and this will go like that. All right, after that, we're gonna have to put some kind of we're gonna have to put some something to hold that there. So I'm gonna put this just to raise it up a little bit because the hinge cover hits the table. Okay, and then I'm gonna have to close the hinge a little bit just so it can kind of stay there without me holding it. All right. Oh, I guess it still needs something to hold it there, huh? Yeah, okay. Well, we're gonna have to do that anyways, it looks like. But this will kind of hold it up a little bit so it's a little bit easier to work with. Let's kind of close the hinges in more. Okay, you can see it can still wiggle a bit. So we're gonna have to figure that out once we get everything in. Okay. All right, so we're gonna be using JB Weld to do this. Oh, this hinge actually kind of stays by itself, probably because the wire's there. All right, so we need to figure out how much JB Weld we need. We gotta do 1, 2, 3. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this thing to mix up the JB Weld, and we're gonna need enough to fill up those 3 holes plus a little overflow spillage so that it won't be able to come out. Right, so I got 3 different screwdrivers to do this. I got yellow for the white, blue for the black, and then green for the mixed. Right, so I'm gonna squeeze out 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that should hopefully be plenty. Okay, I've got this giant blob here. All right, then we're gonna get the black portion. Okay, I'm gonna have to use a paper towel to clean it up so it doesn't get stuck on everything. Then we'll get the black. Alright, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So about there. Hopefully that's about even. Another big blob. Okay. Maybe a little bit more of the black. Alright. Now we just gotta mix the two together. So first I'm gonna do that. Okay. Clean up the screwdriver so it doesn't get goopy. Alright. So now we're gonna stir the two parts of this together, and it's gonna turn gray, obviously. Alright, I like to mix it on this clear thing because then I can look underneath and make sure both portions are stirred together well. Alright. Stir it all together. You can see like a portion of this is still light. Stir that up. Okay. Mix that all together. Once we get that all mixed in, check the bottom. All right, there's still a little bit that didn't mix well, so we're gonna stir it up a bit more. All right, and there we go. It's pretty even. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna fill in these little holes here. Okay, so let me zoom in and show you. Oh, the lighting's gonna be bad because there's so much white. So the balance of the lighting is gonna be weird. All right, so we're gonna fill in those little divots that are missing the screws. Okay, first thing, you basically just wanna have it kind of flatten out. All right, try and avoid getting it onto the side areas. You can kind of cover the excess areas around here so that all of this holds really well, okay? But be careful not to put too much because you don't want it to flow into this little gap where the hinge goes. All right. Get some more into there. All right. Just about good. All right, and then what I like to do with the hinge itself is you would put the JB Weld onto there. So kind of just get it on here, and then you put like a thin, oh actually this isn't even where the hinge is, so you can actually fill that little gap. Should be okay. All right, so we'll just get this all over here. Get it all over. It's okay to get it on the other side as well. Okay, but be careful, it's kind of, if you put too much, it's going to fall through. Okay, we'll get a little on there. Don't get it too close to that hinge cover. You don't want to glue the hinge cover down. Okay, there we go. And then you can kind of swipe the excess so it doesn't have too much. All right, now what we're going to do, we're going to just stick this down on top. Okay, try to find where the little divots, sorry, what do you call the little, not dimples, whatever these protruding thingies you call the posts, okay? There's two of them. And we're gonna drop that on top. Okay, just like that. And you can see it oozes out over the top. Okay, what I like to do is I like to use a more flat screwdriver to kind of like push on it, so you can go to the top and then you can kind of, oops, use that to help lift the hinge open if you need to. But there you go, and then make sure to clean that off so it doesn't get stuck on your screwdriver. Okay, so now that we got that, you can see here how much of the stuff is oozing out. We're gonna go ahead and kind of lift this one, and we're just gonna focus on this for now. Okay, so push that down, and then we'll want to make sure that the JB Weld kind of goes all around there. Okay, and around there. All right. And then we gotta get the little screw mount underneath here as well. I don't know how I'm gonna show this part. I don't know if I can, but oops. Yeah, I don't know if I can because everything is in the way. But spread that around there. I need a little bit more. Okay. To make sure it's all holding into place. All right, so there we go. We're gonna do the same thing with the other one. Let me actually take out the styrofoam because it's probably just getting in the way. All right, with the brightness kind of thing. Actually, it still looks really dark, so I don't know if that did anything. I just dropped the other hinge. Okay. Okay, so let me make sure the hinge is all cleaned up. All right, so now we gotta do this side, and we're gonna basically do the same thing. We just gotta fill up the little groove there. Oops, with the JB Weld. Okay, just get that all filled in there. Get it on the little posts. Sorry, I know the white balance is making it very hard to see, but I don't know what else I can do. I don't have a black background to put it on. Okay, so I'm gonna just fill up this area here, just like that. All right, then we're gonna do the same thing with this hinge. Get a bunch of the JB Weld on the back of it, just like this. Okay, and we're doing this to make sure that the JB Weld coats all the metal surface so that it gets a better hold. Oops, sorry. Now that we made sure everything's coated, we'll get this into place. Make sure those little cables go in. And I'll lift this up and then push that down. All right, so that's there into place. All right, I'm gonna use the screwdriver again to kind of hold it down and then lift it up again. Okay, just like that. All right. Make sure this is in all the way to make sure the other side didn't get pushed out because I was kind of accidentally touching it. Let's clean off this excess here. All right, so we got this. Okay, and then we're gonna fill in all the gap. Oops, sorry. excess around there. Attach those two and then fill that as well. Alright. Close that all up. I think we might actually be able to just put the adhesive for the screen because everything looks to be filled pretty well. Okay. This side seems to have a lot more, so let's push it down over there. The most important one is this one because that's directly over where the hinge is. So actually that takes the most force. Okay, we're gonna zoom out now. All right, so now we gotta cover these with some protective film so that it doesn't get the JB Weld stuck to the back of the screen. Okay, so for that, I like to use that plastic that we took out that was holding the screen in place. So we got this stuff. I wrapped it on a popsicle stick, okay? And we're just gonna cut this stuff out. This one's all folded on itself, so I'm gonna cut that and toss it. All right, you can use also just regular plastic wrap, like saran wrap, plastic cling wrap, whatever you call it. Okay, I'm gonna cut a big piece here. And that should be good. All right, we're gonna stick this on like that. And the screen will just smush it down and hold it in place, okay? And then after we're done, we can actually take that back out. So let's actually not put the adhesive yet, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and put this one on as well. All right, so now that we got that plastic in place, let's grab the screen. Okay, and we're gonna have to get this into place. So might be a little tricky. Let's see here. So we're gonna get this in, make sure it goes underneath, and then make sure to wrap these up here, okay? So we're gonna go in, slide this under, and then you gotta make sure to get these cables into place. This is the tricky part because the hinges can move. So you gotta kinda work on this to get that into place. Oops. Okay, so get that into place. Let's see if I can do this one first by holding that. Oh, that's gonna be tricky, huh? How can I do that? Let's get the cable into here real quick. Okay, so we got some of that cable in. Then hopefully, oops, nope, it's not easy. It keeps wanting to lift itself out. This is not working the way I was hoping. This piece came out. All right. Let me see. How am I going to do this? Because this piece is going to want to pop itself out. Let me try and keep this raised up like this. And how can I do this here? Because this needs to go in, but the problem is, let's see, can I fold this more down? Okay, I think I need to actually fold these closed more. So we're gonna do this on both sides. Fold the hinges closed more, almost completely. Oh, that's way too much. Okay, so try and fold the hinges closed. Then I can kind of slide the screen underneath. Okay. And can we slide this all the way? This is actually more difficult than expected because we gotta somehow get these cables to go in at the same time it's hitting the hinge. Oh no. So definitely have to open it a bit more. Okay. Pull that guy. Let's see if we pull the cable underneath instead of on top. Then we can pull that in. There we go. And then slide that. There we go. Okay, so the cable, we actually have to make it go under the screen. So that way, while it's under, we can go ahead and push the excess into there. And then slide that in. There we go. All right, so there we go. Now we're gonna have to clip these down. Okay. It's gonna be tricky. Click this down, click this down. Okay, click all of this into place. And we're mainly just focusing on the bottom half. The top, because we're gonna do later. We're gonna figure that out afterwards. Make sure to get this all in. Make sure that cable's not getting clamped under there. And it seems like it's in. Okay, this side. Alright. These little portions here don't want to stay clicked down, so that might be a little tricky. Actually, that one did click in now. Okay, so let's go ahead now and set this on the table itself. Okay, this side is being tricky, I think, because this cable is getting clamped weird. But there we go. All right, so get all of that clicked in. Next, we're gonna get the keyboard assembly part. We didn't click in the top yet. All right, so we're gonna get this, and we're gonna try and line this up. We're gonna hopefully be able to get it in this way. Oh, we need to lift the hinges more. So hold this side down here. Hold it down tight where the plastic is, not where the screen is. And then open that slightly. Same thing here. Open that slightly. Okay, now we should be able to get this in. Hopefully you can see. All right, so we're gonna lift this up and then tilt it just enough to clear the hinge. And then once you get that, we should be able to lower this down. There we go. Okay, you can see with the hinges still up. All right, now we're gonna push down here and lower the hinge. We're gonna do that on both sides. Okay, make sure the wiring isn't getting clamped on anything. Okay, and then click that, get that into place, and get that into place. And there we go. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and put the hinge screws in, and then we'll leave it overnight to let the JB Weld epoxy set. Okay. All right, so we'll get the 3 screws on each hinge in place. And the reason why we're doing this is so that the hinges will make sure to set properly. Okay. Hopefully the JB Weld didn't kind of lift up the stuff anywhere. We will want to check the hinges or the cover, what do you call it, the bottom of the screen bezel, to make sure it's in properly. Because once it sets, we're not going to be able to do anything about it anymore. So if it sets in a weird position, then we're pretty much stuck with that. So you want to check that. You can see these are popping out. So you might have to use something like popsicle sticks or something to kind of push it in. There we go. And we can actually leave the popsicle stick there. Okay. You can see this one as well popped out. So push that in. And again, you can leave the popsicle stick there. If I had a way to kind of clamp this better, maybe I'll put the bottom cover on and then just like tape over it to hold it in place that way. All right, that way it will stay clamped down. I don't know if we can we clamp, is that as clamped as it goes? I think so. All right, that's as clamped as that goes. So this kind of is coming out on its own. So yeah, we are gonna have to tape the popsicle sticks there. So let's go ahead and just get these cables in for now. Okay, if you want, you can put the cables back in place, but I don't think there's any reason to do that. Okay, we're not going to put the screws yet, because if we put the screws, since the stuff is just loose like that, we might accidentally put it through the cabling. So we're just going to get this on top. Okay, and just kind of click the back portion in. All right. Then we can go ahead and get the popsicle sticks. I wonder if I should just cut it so I can put a, yeah, let me cut that just in case. I think then we can put it more exact into place. So where's that? Like around there. Oops. I can't cut right on top because of the shape of the cutter. But there we go. Okay, then we can go ahead and get this piece in there, and then we should be able to tape this to keep that clicked into place. All right, let's take a look at this side, and we'll cut it about there. Okay, and then we'll get this guy in there. And then we'll basically tape that down. You can go ahead and put popsicle sticks and tape all of this down, but I don't think this portion needs it because that doesn't have the JB weld in it. So that should be fine. We just need to make sure that these sides set properly. Okay, so we're just gonna get some tape here. And we're gonna go ahead and tear it in half because we don't need the full amount. And then I'm going to fold over a portion of it so we can use it as a tab to peel it back out. All right, so make sure the popsicle stick is in there. We're going to get it on the edge right here, and then pull that over and tape that down. Okay, and then we're going to remove this once it sets. All right, same thing with this side. Again, fold over a tab here. Okay, go from the bottom, or actually from the top. You want to start from the top so we can put all the force when we pull it onto that. So get it lined up with the edge. Okay, so right up to the edge there, because that's where it wants to pop out. Then pinch it together, pull this as tight as you can, and tape that down. Okay, oh, we don't need to snap down all the clips on the bottom. That's why I clicked in a little bit, but I didn't need to. Okay, so there we go. Now we just gotta let this sit overnight. All right, for maximum strength, you wanna let it sit at least 15 hours. If it's colder, a little bit longer, so maybe let it sit for about 24 hours. Once this sets, we're going to go ahead and pull the screen back out, double check, make sure everything looks good, and then we will do the adhesive and it should be good to go. All right, so that's pretty much it for now. We'll see you guys once this sets. For you, it'll be in a few seconds. All right, bye for now. All right, I'm back. Let's see how well it's set. So first thing we're going to do, obviously, we got to take the tape out. Okay, so peel that off. All right, stick a little bit to that plastic. Get this one off as well. All right, let's see, we should be able to get the popsicle sticks out now. Good. All right, it's holding in place. Now we gotta open it, take the screen back out, and then remove the plastic. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop this back out. Okay, there we go. Pop the thing back out. Oh, there we go. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this thing back up. Now it should open okay. Alright, so actually we technically don't need to take the whole screen out. We just need to get this out. Okay, so let's see if we can lift it up. And hopefully the bottom's not completely stuck glued in there. Uh-oh, it's holding on pretty strong. Let's see. Did we secure it too tight? Oh no. Because if we can't get it back out, we won't be able to get the stuff out. I'm going to use my little metal pry tool here to get in the gap and lift those, unclip it. Okay, one clip came up. Let's go for this side. Oh no, it's stuck in there. The clip doesn't want to come back out. Maybe I should have just clipped all the screen in, or the cables. Okay, let's go from the bottom here. Oh, it's holding it really tight. I don't know if we're going to be able to get it back out. Let's see here. I don't remember because I did it so long ago now. Did I reattach all the cabling? Wait, I did, right? Okay, I think I reattached all the cabling there, so let's go ahead and see first if we can go ahead and reconnect these cables. Alright. Sorry, for me it's been already over a day. I let it sit. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to reconnect all these cables here. Okay, we can peel up the wireless antenna plastic piece again. Alright. Then we're going to get this back in. What do I do with my little tool here? Give me a second. Alright. I'm going to peel this back up. This cable back in. So line it up. The way you know it's lined up is it hooks on there, and then once it latches you can go ahead and click it down. Okay. There we go. There we go. Alright. Then we stick this back on top. Okay. Then this side as well. Peel that up. Oh, we have to get this back underneath. Okay. Hopefully, oops. Right, get the tape back under. This cable, oops, this cable was supposed to go under, so I should have actually plugged that in first, but let's go ahead and get that out of the way. This cable go under there. Okay, make sure the latch is up. This cable's a little tricky because there's so little clearance behind it. Okay, get that in. There we go. Now that's in all the way. Latch that down. Okay. Then let's get the Wi-Fi antenna cabling routed back under there. Not that it has to go under there, but that's how it was. So let's go ahead and tape it back down there. right, then we got the other side here. Okay, we'll reconnect this cable. Okay. So make sure this goes back into the little grooves. This one here, this one underneath, back on top. Alright, line this back up, get that in, then pinch the whole thing back into place. Make sure you get both sides in all the way. Okay, now we gotta route the rest of this cabling under here. This wire went on top, so we'll put this one in first. Okay. Okay, make sure that latches up again, and then we'll get this cable in. Only half is going in. Come on, get the whole thing in there. There we go. That cable in all the way. Slide your finger over to latch it down. Looks good. All right. In. Oh, there's extra slack now, I think. Alright, we'll get this cable back in. I don't remember if this was up here. It doesn't actually fit on top. Okay, so we're gonna stick that tape like that. This tape like that. Oops, sorry, you couldn't even see. So I stuck it like that. And then this cable. And light that up and click that down. Okay, good. Make sure to pull on it to see if it's good and then push it down one more time. Alright. There we go, we got all of that in. Now we got to get the battery back in. Okay. Second, let me go grab it. Alright, let's grab the battery and we'll drop it back in. Let's actually reconnect it real quick. So line up the connector here. Go on both sides of the wings and pinch it in. All right. Okay, and line this up. Good. Go ahead and put back the screws. Once we get all the screws in, we're going to test it and see if we can power it on and see if everything works. I don't know if they gave me their charger, but I might have to use mine. Alright, so we got all 4 screws in. Oh, that magnet's strong. Okay, so let's go ahead and flip it back over. We're going to close the screen all the way and push the power button. I do see the power light coming on, so we'll give it some time. Let's see. Again, the battery, if I didn't mention, it acts as the BIOS, CMOS, RTC real-time clock battery. So it will take some extra time to power on. You'll actually see the power light is on, but the screen will take some time to come up. Assuming I reconnected everything, I don't 100% remember because it was a while ago. I might have to double check my videos, but assuming I reconnected the screen and everything, then it should eventually come on. Just be patient. Okay, so we're gonna wait a little bit. You can also check by pressing the caps lock and see if the caps lock light comes on. If nothing happens, that means it's still in the process of starting up. Okay, So usually after some time, it's going to pop up a screen saying that the BIOS or CMOS was reset. That's normal because we did remove the battery. So yeah, give it some time and try not to panic for the first few minutes. Okay, make sure everything is reconnected. Looks good. So we just gotta keep waiting. And again, this has no removable RAM. Sometimes if it stays black, it's because of the RAM. In this case, there's no removable RAM. I see the fan starting to spin. So hopefully that means it's, there you go. Okay, so it says enter to restart the computer. And after you do this, you do want to reinstall. Wait, okay, keyboard's connected. So after this, you do want to not reinstall, but redo the date and time. So the date and time will probably be messed up. That's normal. Okay, there you go. The HP is coming on. And, oh, the light's too bright. So you can see it's spinning. All right, so it should be good. I'm gonna wait till it boots up all the way. Since we're replacing the screen, it's always a good idea to restart the computer one time after it completely boots. I need to make sure the keyboard, everything's working. Yes, it is. Okay, so I'm gonna, okay, actually the touchscreen right now is not doing anything. So let's restart the computer and hopefully the touchscreen is okay. All right, we're gonna restart one time. Restart anyways. Hopefully after that it should be okay. I'm pretty sure I reconnected everything. But if not, then the touchscreen might have some issue and then we're gonna have to replace the whole thingy again. I hope not. Okay, it's restarting. I'm gonna leave that film on just in case. Restarting, come on. I might have to like pull this thing back out, the whole thing if I can. Hopefully it didn't get too secured onto there. Alright, so it restarted and oh no, the touchscreen's still not working. I don't know if they disabled the touchscreen, because sometimes people disable the touchscreen when it cracks because it goes crazy. But right now the touchscreen's not working, so I'm gonna shut this down. Let's go ahead and finish the reassembly process. So we're gonna close this for now. Let's get the bottom cover back on, and then we'll see if we can take the screen back out to do the whatchamacall to fix the hinge stuff. Yeah. If you can, I would recommend using the old screen, but the problem was that thing was all shattered, so I couldn't. But to do the epoxy part, because then, oh, I forgot to realign this blue cabling. Let's take that back out. I have to thread back the speaker cable here, get underneath. Okay, put this back under here. There we go. All right, anyways, let's go ahead now and get this back on. So just click everything back down into place. I like to push inwards as I push down to help the clips fall into place better. Okay, pretty simple. And then just look all around to make sure the clips are in all the way. Looks good. Okay, now we got to put back the four, oops, oh no, forgot the battery screws. Okay, you can skip over this part, but I'm basically going to pop it back open. I forgot after I redid the cabling. Okay. I got to pop the whole thing back open again. Come in, release the clips. Okay, there we go. Alright, don't want to forget those 2 screws. Alright, there we go. We'll get this. Looks good. Alright, and then let's get those T5 Torx 5 screws back in. And that's pretty much it. We're gonna have to snap in the screen as well, but let me see if I can get the plastic out. Again, hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade or repair their devices as well. And if it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. If you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well. I also have another channel called It's Been Reviewed and More. If you can subscribe to that channel, I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers there. And it's taking quite some time, so yeah, hopefully I can get that one built up relatively quick. But yeah, other than that, let's go ahead and open this thing back up, see if we can get the little plastic stuff out, and also double check the touchscreen. I don't know why the touchscreen's not working. If it's all connected, then I'm gonna have to ask the customer what's going on. But as you can see, the screen can click in and it doesn't really need the adhesive there to hold it. But I'm gonna have to ask the customer before I set the adhesive if they disabled the touchscreen, because otherwise the touchscreen's never gonna work. Alright, so the thing should not be okay, there we go. I was able to release that clip. Now I got to pull the clips from down here out. There we go. Okay, now we'll go this way. And see here. It shouldn't be secured in. I don't know what's holding it so strong right here. Jeez. There shouldn't be, because the only thing holding it is the shape of the epoxy, because it shouldn't have been epoxied into place. So whatever's going on there, it's, jeez. Okay, I think I just unclipped it. I think it was just the clip was holding too strong. Yeah, okay. So there we go. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to open it flat again. That way when I pull the screen over, it has something to rest on. So we're going to carefully, slowly flip this. It's all connected. Everything looks fine. Okay, let's go ahead and now peel off this. Slowly. The reason I like to use this kind that you can stretch, that comes in the packaging, is because it's a lot more durable than like regular plastic wrap. So it's less likely to just get stuck to this stuff and tear when you try and peel it off. But you still have to kind of go slow. Otherwise, you're very likely going to tear it. But yeah, I like to use this stuff because it holds up a bit better when you go to remove it. Okay, there we go. Alright, so now you have this permanent like hinge stuff there. Again, I don't know why the digitizer is not working. It's plugged in properly here. That's plugged in properly there. Right, that's all connected. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask them for their password to double check that first. But basically, once you're done verifying everything's good, peel this off, okay? And then we're gonna seat this back. I'm gonna just seat it back in for now, and then we'll make sure everything is good afterwards. So just pretend that I did that step because I need to confirm with the customer first, okay? So now lift this up slightly, get these little clips in first, okay? Makes it easier if you can tilt it like that. All right. Everything looks good, okay? Then make sure everything, oh, this piece is kind of coming out. Double check that this is lined up properly. Okay, looks good. And then you can go ahead and click the top. Again, normally there would be that adhesive. Oops. This piece, how'd that happen? Okay, somehow this screen peel tab went inside it in there. Okay, let me just pop it out normally. There we go. Okay, stay on top. There we go. Click all of that in. Okay. Make sure to click those back down. There we go. Alright, and that's pretty much it. Then obviously you push down slightly where the adhesive was, and that's all there is to it. Then peel off the protective coating. Again, I need to check with the customer if they disabled the touchscreen because it's not working right now. Actually, what I can do is, let's see if it'll work. I believe it was F10 to go to the BIOS. Okay. Oh no, touchscreen. Oh, okay. As you can see, the touchscreen works here. Yeah, so definitely I think the customer just disabled the touchscreen because of the cracks. So yeah, because the touchscreen is working now. So actually, let's go ahead and redo the adhesive down there, and then we should be good. Is it booting itself up? Let me make sure it finishes, and then, yeah. So it looks like the customer did disable the touchscreen. Yeah, because only in Windows it doesn't want to work. So once Windows starts up, it doesn't work. So I'm going to shut it down, and then we'll redo the side adhesives because everything looks good to go. Alright, click shut down, but it's for some reason not shut. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and pop this back out again. So again, we'll pop the top. Okay. The sides don't really have clips that hold it. Okay, we might have to also pop the bottom again. Let's see here. Also, while we're at it, since we get that open, oh yeah, we do have to pop the bottom clips. Oops, sorry. I just used my fingernail to get it out, but there we go. And then once you pop that out, you can lift the whole thing. All right. And we're going to lift this. Actually, let me see if I can. There we go. I want to try and clean out the little bit of epoxy that's down there. So let me rotate this back over here a little. Pull that up a tiny bit. Some of the JB Weld kind of left a little thing here, so I kind of just want to scrape that out to keep it nice and clean looking. This side's okay. Well, actually the upper portion is not as good. Clean that out as well. Okay. Let me double check here. It overflowed over the edge. I don't know if you can see that. There's a slight bit of JB Weld that spilled over, I think. So I just want to clean that off. Alright, that looks good. Looks good. Alright, so now we just got to clip everything back in again. Again, tilt it up. maybe make sure one last time since we took it out. I'm going to double check the BIOS one more time to make sure everything is good. Power it on again. Oh, did the battery die? Oh no, okay. I want to check the BIOS one more time just to make sure. Okay, turn it on, okay. Oops. And, yep, okay, it's good. Ignore changes and exit. Actually, can I just power it off? Nope, okay. All right, well, let's go ahead and stick back down the adhesive. So we're gonna tip this back this way. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and peel off the little blue tab things. Okay, peel that out and peel this out. Very important that you make sure to get the bottom all lined up first. Okay, you don't want to accidentally have it out of alignment and then stick it down, because then you're going to be stuck with that. All right, screen, everything is in. Let me actually shut this. Actually, okay, we'll just leave it since the touch screen's not active. Okay, so we're gonna fold the keyboard over again. Okay, and then make sure to keep this up. Okay, get that down first. Okay, click this down. Good. All right, then we'll work at the top. Click that all in. Perfect. Make sure everything looks good. It looks good. Alright. Alright, everything's in. Then you can go ahead and push this down. Make sure it's permanently set in place. And we should be good to go. Alright. Oh, okay. That scared me. The screen turned off for a little. It probably was like, you're not logging in. Right, anyways, I'm going to shut it down. And you can see the mouse and stuff. Now we can go ahead and peel off the other coating here. And that's all there is to it. Well, it was a lot to it, but there you go. That's pretty much it. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. Again, if it did, like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their device as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Again, if you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. I also have the other channel called It's Been Reviewed and More. If you could subscribe to that one, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. All right, let's drop this. Bye.